As kids, we wanted to be the heroes, but as adults, we now understand the villains. When we were kids, the world is painted in primary colors. We wanted the cape, the shield, and the unwavering moral compass. We want to be the hero because we're taught that being the hero is synonymous with being right. But as we grow older, the colors start to bleed into gray. We start looking at the hero as an inspiration and start looking at the villain as a mirror. Because as adults, we finally understand the one thing that separates the two: circumstances. Think about the classic villains we used to hate. When you're 10, the villain is just an obstacle, a person who is bad because the plot needs them to be bad. But when you're 30, you realize that most villains aren't born out of a desire for evil. They are born out of a desire for order, or justice, or simply for the pain to stop. We realize that the hero often has the luxury of being good because they have the support of the system. They have the resources, the friends, and the luck. But what about the villain? The villain is often the person the system failed. They are the people who played by the rules for years, only to realize the game was rigged. As adults, we understand the fatigue of a character, for example, like Magneto, who has seen the worst of humanity and simply wants to protect his own. We understand the burnout of another character, like Squidward in SpongeBob, who wants to play his clarinet in peace while the world's relentless optimism screams at his front door. We understand the disillusionment of the Joker, or the grief of Thanos, or the desperation of any other antagonist who looked at a broken world and thought, fine, I'll fix it myself. Well, the truth is, being a hero requires a level of idealism that adulthood tends to erode. It requires believing that a single good act can save everything. But adulthood teaches us about nuance. It teaches us that good and bad are often just a matter of perspective, and usually the person with the loudest microphone gets to decide who is who. When we sympathize with the villain, we aren't saying we want to hurt people. We're saying we want to finally recognize the burden of being the one who has to make the hard choice. We're recognizing the frustration of being misunderstood, the weight of the past trauma, and the exhaustion of trying to survive in this world that may have not been built for us. We don't want to grow up to be evil. We grow up to be tired. And in that tiredness, we find a kinship with the characters who were told their anger was not allowed, their methods were completely wrong, and that their stories never mattered. Maybe the reason we stop wanting to be the hero isn't because we become cynical. It's because we become honest. We realize that life isn't a battle between light and dark. It's a struggle to stay sane in the middle. We used to want to save the world. Now we just understand that the people who are tired of being ignored by it. Thank you for watching.